Hello friends, you're welcome to Queen's Fashion World. I want to especially thank my subscribers. Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you, God bless you. And if this is your first time, please do well to hit the subscription button and also the bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Please do well to also share this video and like. Today I will be teaching how to sew a pencil skirt. The process which I use to cut this skirt, I have a video how I cut a pencil skirt, how you can also cut a straight skirt. I will link it on the comments below so you can watch that video. Then when you cut your skirt, this is how to sew it now is what I'm doing today. So this is the lining. The skirt is going to have a lining. I want to cut the lining now. So I have a lining with me. I just fold the lining now into two, the same way I folded the skirt. So there is something I want to show you at the down part. You see, because we folded some fabric at the ending part for hemming. In case you're not hemming it, you're to lining it, this is what you get. So I fold it like this. So this is where the lining will start from. So you make sure you position your lining like this, like so. You keep it like this and you cut your lining according to the skirt, but don't cut exactly yet. You can remain some inches, some this thing just small, like half quarter. But if you fold it perfectly like this, know that it's going to start exactly. There will be no much this thing remaining lining here. You can cut exactly. It's okay. Let me cut exactly, because the way I fold this one, if you're not perfect, don't cut exactly. Remain 1/4 of an inch. So, but this way I can cut exactly because I've already folded it exactly what I want. So I'm cutting it now. Cut it like this. So the lining is out now. See what we'll have. I will go ahead and do the same to the back side. I'll fold my lining like so. And cut the back. Okay, so I've finished cutting the lining now. I want to gum the skirt, the down part, with hairstyle. You can measure like 5 inches hairstyle or 4 inches. It's still okay. Let me use 5 inches. I don't know in your area what they call this, but in my area they call it hairstyle. So I want to gum the skirt now with the hairstyle. This is the back. This is the wrong side of the skirt. Remember when I was cutting, if you watch the video, I marked chalk on the wrong side. So I will go ahead and gum it like this with my iron. For neat sewing, you need to gum it like this. If the hairstyle rumple, no problem, it's still okay. It's inside. But the most important thing is to gum it well. Make sure you gum it well. So when you iron it at the back, like so, you turn it to the front side, you iron it again, like this. You can trim the excess. Trim the excess then. So I will go ahead and do the same thing to the back panel. Make sure you place the wrong side. This is the wrong side, this is the wrong side. You place it like this, and you also use the hairstyle. Use the hairstyle to gum it like so. So I finished gumming the back side. I'm trimming the excesses. So you iron the front again at the back, the same way we iron the front of the skirt, iron the back at the front again, like so. Iron this one like this to make sure the ester stick to the fabric. The essence of this, so that when you join your lining to the skirt, it will balance very well. So now I will go to the machine, see what we have here. This is the down part where I gum the ester. You pick your lining like this and you place it. This is the zipper part. You check your lining. My lining has a joining. This side is still okay. It's well ironed. So you go ahead and sew this down part. I will go to the machine and sew it like this. So the lining, this is the good side and this is the good side of the fabric. They are facing each other. They are kissing each other. So you go to machine and sew it. And this side, the same thing. You bring the good side to face the good side of the fabric also. Let them kiss each other like this. I'll go to machine and sew it. Then this is the front of the skirt. You bring your lining like so, and you place the good side of the lining to face the good side of the skirt. Sew the down part first only. So I have a strong gum here with me, gum stir. So I will quickly gum my skirt band. I have a skirt band here. This is the front side. So the way I normally do, so that I won't waste much time, I just fold the waistband like this. You see, this is the front side. I fold it like this. I work the way, the most simplest method so far. Because as a business person, time is money. Time is money. So this is what I normally do. So I will go ahead now and split this gum. Let me remove small from it. You can trim quarter, half quarter fits from. Then we'll go ahead and tear it into two like this. So I will bring this waistband so I want to gum the waistband now. This is the back, the wrong side. I have a different method, but I'm using this method for this one, like this. I will leave like half an inch here. I will leave half an inch. So I will go ahead and gum my waistband. This gum has a front and back. Please, the shining side is the front. Is the front this thing. That is the back. The shining side where the gum is, you'll be seeing the gum shining. You'll be seeing the gum shining. That is the back. So you use the back to kiss the skirt back, and you leave half inch at the upper part like this. So you gum it all through. Gum it to the length like so. You bring this side again to climb on top this. Make sure you check the gum, this in the front and the back. So let the back face the back fabric. You gum it like this. You can gum it full. You can gum it full if you want to. It's still okay. You can gum it full. You can gum it half. This part I'm gumming now will be the front part. This side will be the back, the inside. So that's why I didn't add gum to that side. So you go ahead and iron the front like so. Iron it, make sure the gum stick to the fabric. So I can now keep it aside and continue with the skirt sewing. Now let's go to machine and sew the skirt. Okay, so I want to sew it now. This is the front side. I will join the lining to the skirt like this with half inch. Just use half inch. So you join it straight like this. Join the back also, the two pieces of the back. Sew it straight like this. Joining the second side now of the back. So I'll go to the table now and iron it properly. So you see how I turn the lining? You see how I turn it like this? Then I will come to this place that I notched and follow the line to iron this down part like this. You iron the lining, iron the fabric also. You can now trim the lining, any excess by the side like this. Trim it out. And you go ahead and do the same thing to this back now. You fold it like this and iron. If you cannot calculate exactly where to place your lining at the down part, you can add extra length of the lining. Then when you finish ironing this part, when you finish gumming it, iron this part, you can now trim the length of the lining out, the excesses. But if you can calculate like this, that your lining will size it like so, it's okay. So you go ahead and iron like this. Okay, so I just finished iron the, I will trim the excesses. Make sure you trim it equal like so. It's better to have excess than the lining is not enough. When you find out that the lining is smaller than your fabric, that one is a problem. So it's better you have the lining bigger than the fabric and you trim it like so. So you see how beautiful the down part, the ester is helping us to make the down part well balanced like this. So I'll go to machine now Let me quickly do this. This my waistband. I've not finished it all. This remaining ½ inch that I remain here, I'm supposed to bend it like this with iron. Let me do it at once so that you bend it like this. Make sure you iron it straight. So that time to sew, you will not have an issue. You can iron the front again for it to come, for it to click very well. So having done that, let me go to machine now. So now I just finished ironing it now. So this is the back one, this is the back two, and this is the front. I arrange all of them like this. You know, we'll notch this thing, this thing. This is the place for that, the mark. We notch it. So I'm going to make sure it's connected to the front and also to the back lining now. So I will notch both the lining. The skirt is already notched when we are cutting it, but it's the lining now I'm trying to notch it. So that's why I place it together to notch the lining like so. I can now remove it now and go to this back. And sew it like this. This is the back side. So you bring your lining like this to the front. You know what I want to sew on this skirt is what I call English native. This is Ankara, but I will make it in a way that it will look like a English wear, but also native. So the back, I will sew this back on. We have different methods of sewing skirts, the back side, but this one is a straight slit, no overlapping. So I'm going to turn it. So let me sew it now. See the place where we iron, you hold it like this and so. So when you finish joining, you cut it like this, like as if you're notching it, but this one I'm going to cut it out like this. Don't allow your scissors to cut your thread, just cut it a V shape like so, so that when you turn it and iron, that place will be very smooth. So I'll go ahead and turn it like this now. See? You can use your scissors to push it out. You can use your scissors to push it out like this now. And I will do the same thing to the other side, this other back. But the front, I will not turn. I will not turn it now. So I'll go ahead and sew it again. The zip is the zip line I'm sewing on the back. So I will go ahead and sew this back again. The other one I sew it on top of lining. This one I'm sewing it this side. It's still okay. If you must sew on top of the lining, the second one, then means you start from down. Make sure you follow the line. Here we iron. Start from down like this. It's still the same thing, and sew it straight. So I just finished ironed the back, the zipper line. So you now, to continue, you place it like this. This is the back one panel, this is the second one, and you arrange the front panel on top like so. So from here now you can mark your zipper allowance like this, because after turning the lining, if you use 1.5 for the zip allowance, after turning the lining you will not have the same 1.5. So I quickly mark like this Now for you to know where your slit will stop, where your skirt slit will stop, the skirt slit normally stop at before the nail. If the person's nail is like this one, the person's nail is 22 inches, so 22 inches you stop before the 22 inches, 2 inches upward. So 2 inches upward, what you have there will be 20 inches. So you minus the bind, which is the 2 inches bind, and you know that a half inch will be sewn here. So let me just minus 1.5, because when I sew half inch, that means 2 inches is gone. So you place your tape like so, you mark the 20 inches. The nail is supposed to be 22, so you come up by 2 inches and mark the slit. This will be our slit line. So if you measure now, you will have like 8 inches, 9 inches slit is okay, depends the length of the skirt. Like this one is 8 1/4. If the skirt is short, it will fall maybe by at this thing 7 inches, 6 inches is still okay. So this will be our slit. From this line now is going to be the slit. So having done that, I will now fix the dart, because if I fix the dart before marking this lace, I will not get the accurate measurement. That is why I first of all mark this line for the zip before I can now fix the dart. So the dart is already marked. It's already marked, so I will just follow the marked line and sew the dart. I open up like this. I will sew lining dart and sew the fabric dart like this. You hold it like this. This is the front panel. Make sure you check like so. So when we are cutting, we mark our dart at 6 inches. Let me check the dart. Where we marked the dart, see the line where we marked. Okay, it's 6 inches. We mark. This is the line for the dart. Let me sew the first one first. So I'll follow my half inch. You sew it like you're sewing a V neck, like you're sewing a V shape, like so. This is the 6 inches line. You slant it like this and you stitch it very tiny. I hope you're seeing very well. See what your darts look like. So you now hold this side again and so you mark the 6 inches also by half inch. Arrange it well. Make sure the two edges are equal. So from that line, the same way you sewed the other line, and this is the skirt. You come to the lining, you sew it from the wrong side. The fabric I sew from the wrong side, the lining I will also sew from the wrong side. You hold it like so. So I'm done with the front panel now. This is the back. I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing at the dart. When we mark the dart at the back, we use 5 inches. See, 5 inches. So I'll do the same thing to this back. I'm sewing it from the wrong side though. Make sure you sew from the wrong side. I've finished sewing my darts now. So I will go to the table again and iron the darts properly before we'll come back to continue. So I want to iron the darts area now. You sprinkle small water. So you iron it like so. Make sure you iron it smoothly. See the difference when I sewed the dart. See how it was looking, and now that I ironed it, see how smooth it is. So you smooth it like this. Also iron the dart the same way you iron the front, iron the back like that. Then you iron the front. So we are done with so now that I've finished ironing the distance, the skirts, the dart, I want to fix zip. The next thing, how to fix invisible zip. You know, this is how the zip is. This side now, when you're fixing it on your garments, when you're fixing this zip on your garments, this is the front side. This is the side that will face the material like this. For instance, you want to zip, this is how you will see your invisible zip. So when you're sewing, you will sew this part. So for you to sew this zip properly, it has a guideline here. Let me show you. If you open this zip like this, there's a guideline. Just look closely. Open your zip and check. Invisible zip. The already made invisible zip. The small hair though, not the big one for blouse, please. The invisible zip for already made English wears. In fact, English wears. So the already made for English wears. This is the guideline. You see a tiny line close to the teeth. Now, if you leave it like this, what will be showing you, what you'll be seeing here will be the teeth. And when to sew your thread on this space here, this line, this tiny line inside. Don't sew this way. If you allow your thread to move towards this way, that means the invisible zip will be showing and it's no longer invisible. So the reason why they call it invisible, that is not showing. So if you sew your thread on this line, this tiny line, you will see that your invisible zip will hide very well. If you allow your thread to climb on the teeth, the zip teeth, that means when to zip it, it will hook. You can't zip it and eventually your zip will spoil. If you're a beginner, I will show you how to line it on your fabric to sew it for the very first time. Then when to sew this zip, so for you to get it right, what you need to do, you have to iron this invisible, because if you leave it like this, time to sew, it will give you problem, except you will be using your finger like this to scrub it, to make it flat so that your thread can pass on that guideline that you have to sew. If not, your thread will climb on the teeth. So for you to make it flat, you can iron your invisible zip like this. Don't allow the iron to burn just use the edge of the iron to push it out. You iron it like so. At the back side, on the teeth side, that is what I'm doing. You iron it like this. So it's becoming flat now. You open it, you iron it. So you ironed your zip like this. You can see that if you iron it, this thing is becoming flat now. So this ironing, this thing will help you. Make sure you push it flat. See? For this one, it's a short skirt I'm using, but the zip is long, so I won't bother to iron till the ending part, because I know I won't use all the zip. So you iron this side too, like this. Iron it flat. Make sure you use the edge of the iron to push it flat, like so. So let me go to machine now and show you how you can fix your invisible zip. So you hold your zip like this. Make sure you check the front side. Because of the ironing, see the way it's looking now. So you place it like this. You know the zip allowance is remaining 1 inch now after turning the distance 1 inch. So you follow that line. If you want this your plastic, that is the zip head, like a hook where the zip will stop when you zip it. If you want it to show, then you can just place it ½ inch. You can measure ½ inch from the distance, because when you join the bind, ½ inch will go. So in a way that after sewing the bind, this your plastic will still show. But me, I don't want it on this skirt. I want to push it off. I don't want it, so I will just keep my skirt like this. And I'm using a black zip and a black thread, so you need to look closely. There is no any other color that will. So for beginners, you can first of all use your machine to catch your thread. This is the 1 inch line where the zip will stay. This is the 1 inch line. When placing it like this, you see that this is the space for your zip. You can catch it like this with your machine first. Just catch it straight. Make sure you check the one line. I can measure my own with my eyes. So you catch it like this. I will allow this zip to stay at 8 inches. You can fix 7 inches. It's okay for zip, for skirt zip. So I will catch it like this and stop at that 8. Then you bring this one like this to mark the same 8. You mark the same 8 like so. You turn it this way. So the 1 inch too, you make sure you mark the 1 inch so that you will know where to place your zip first. So you zip it open. Sorry, the zip also, you need to mark the 8 inches too by this side. See where this one stop, mark it on the zip, the 8 inches like this with your chalk, so that when you open it like this, you will know this zip 8 inches, you place it at this fabric 8 inches, and also on the 1 inch sewing allowance for the zip. So you place it like this, check it again, check if it's properly placed at that 8, the 8 inches. Then you catch it with your machine like so, like this. You run it through. Now that I've finished running it like this with the machine, you can zip your skirt now, first of all, and check this line if they are equal and this one is equal. Then you open it back again. You can now go to the proper sewing for beginners. If you do this method I'm giving to you is going to guide you to fix invisible zip for the very first time. So now you can follow that line that we iron now. Make sure you follow the line. The iron is helping us to open the line very well. So you just follow this. No stress. No stress. You can fix your invisible zip perfectly. So you stitch it. When you finish that side, you can check again if the line is okay, or if the zip is hooking anywhere. Just check. If it's okay, you're good to go. You continue the second line like this. Follow the guideline like so. Do the same thing to this part now. So you see, you close your skirt, you can open it, you can close it. This is why we'll call it invisible zip. It's not showing, but there is zip on it. It's not showing, there is zip on it. So you can now go to this part, push your zip like this. Now you have to close the skirt and the slit. So you can see this is my chalk where I marked the 1 inch. So I will take from that line now, very close to the zip line that I sewed. See, I will just take it close to that line where the zip sewing stop. You just come up a little bit, like quarter of an inch. You know what we call quarter. If you've been following me on this channel, you know what we call quarter. Like this space, just come up a little like that, and you catch it like this. Then you take it through. Make sure you arrange it equal. Make sure it's equal. Then up to that slit, you sew it straight. You stitch it. No, this one is a straight slit. It's a straight slit. There will be no double stitch, so just straight. Now I can cut this my zip like this. You can cut it. Most time I like using the long zip to fix on the skirt so that I can take any length how I want my zip to be. So this is what we have here. So you can iron this space now like this. This is what I have at the back. So now is to close my skirt. You see, you hold these two sides like this. Hold it like this, the fabric to the fabric. Leave the lining. Let the lining be like this. This is what I call lining to lining, fabric to fabric. So you check your skirt waist now. The skirt waist is 36. This skirt waist is 36. 36 divided now is now into 2, not into 4 again. Now that the skirt is open, is into 2. 36 divided by 2, this is I will have 18 inches, right? It's 18 inches. Yes. So you divide the remaining allowance like this. What I have here is 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches, you split it again into 2. You will have 1/4 of an inch. 1/4. So the zip line, this is the zip line, 9 inches. So you hold your skirt like this. You check the hip circumference is 46 inches rather. So you mark your 23. 46 divided by 2, that will give us 23. You mark your 23 and you come like this. You check the remaining allowance. What I have here is 3.25 of an inch. 3.25, you divide it. You will have 3.5 quarter. 3.5 quarter. You divide this your 3.25. What if I divide this my 3.25? What I will have here is 1.5 quarter. You mark your 1.5 quarter like this. This side was 1/4 that I marked. You connect this chalk to this one. This is how you get your connect your hip to your skirt. Then you can go ahead to less stress for you. You come this way now. You mark your 1/4 also immediately. You come by 9 again. Our hip length was 9. You mark your 9 and you mark 1.5 quarter. That is the hip measurement after dividing it by 2. You can still go ahead to the lining. When you have to join the lining like this, if you mark it like that, when to close it, you will not waste much time. Make sure you hold the lining well, like so. You bring it like this to this part. When to sew, this is how you sew it, lining to lining. This is what I call lining to lining. This way I'm marking now to not take us much time to sew. You mark your 1/4 at the lining and you measure your 9 inches also. You mark your 1.5 quarter, 1.5 quarter. That is 1.5 quarter. So you come to this part of the lining, the front and the back together like this, and you continue sewing like so from the waist to the hip. Shaping it well. You can stop here and go to this side that we marked. Hold it like this. See why I call lining to lining. So from the waist to the hip. Measurements. This is what you get. This is what you get at the back. This is what you get in front. Now you can hold this side again and close it. So when you turn to the front, this is what I have here. There is something I want to show you. It's one of the secrets to a perfect sewing. I'm sure some of you, no one has told you this. So how to, before we go to the table and iron, you check your measurements. And when you want to check measurement perfectly, with the standard I gave to you how to take a proper measurement on skirts, this is how you know if your measurement is okay. Place your tape at this point now, like this. You check it properly. So see what we have here is now 36, the exact measurement that we needed. So you go to your hip and cross check it again. When you check all this one, so you can now, so you see what we are having here. That is 46 rather, 46, which is the waist, the hips measurement. The hip is 46. So now the skirt is okay. I will now go to table and iron the inside. I want to iron this thing, the allowance now inside before I turn the skirt to put waistband. How to iron properly? As a tailor, you open the allowance like this, open it like this, and you iron it from the back or inside. Make sure you sprinkle water. You iron it like this. The same thing to this side. These are the secret to a neat sewing, a perfect sewing. I'm showing you here. So if you like what you're seeing, please, and you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe. Hit the subscription button and the bell by the side to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And please like this video and share this video so that others will see it. So having done that, so you sprinkle water. This is the back, the zip allowance, the zipper, this thing. You iron it. Be careful of the zip so that you will not burn the zip, the teeth. So you iron the slit like this. So when you iron it properly like this, you can use hemming gum. This slit is a straight slit. Just put your hemming gum like this. You can cut it this way. Make sure you place it like this. I hope you're seeing. And you iron the back. That is the slit. You put it this side. You cut it out. Make sure you place it properly. And you iron it like so. So you see that your slit is well ironed now. If you want to tack it, you can tack it. One of these days I will show you how you can tack without hemming gum. So you can now turn to the front again and also use water. Iron it in front now. Just follow your sewing line. You can iron the front again, the zip and the slit. Iron it properly. Now you can catch the side like this and iron it like so. I'm showing you the key to a neat sewing. How you can iron properly for beginners. outside beginners, it's not every tailor that has patience to iron. But if you want your work to be neat, you must be patient to iron every stitch. Iron it properly so that your work will stand out. When your work stands out, you charge any amount, people are ready to pay you. So it's left for you. If you want to do it anyhow, they will pay you anyhow. If you want to do it well, they will pay you well. So you iron your skirt properly like this. You see the slit now? You see how it is? So the next thing to do now, I'll go to the machine and fix the waistband. So this is our waistband that we ironed from the beginning of the skirt. So you place it like this. You remain there. Just remain like 1 inch this side. Or 1.5. This is 1.5. I'll leave it like that. So you place it like this. See the way I'm placing it? This is the back side. I'm sewing it from the back to turn it to the front. So you place it from that zipper, this thing. You leave 1 inch. I'm leaving 1 inch. Using 1/2 inch to sew. That was our calculation, to use 1/2 inch from the waist, from the bind. Get to this point, since it's well ironed, you see that the allowance will, you open it, make sure it's open from the ironing. It's already open. You place it well so that that place will be very smooth and flat. It will not be heavy. So you open the allowance. The gum is open, it's still okay. How you fix your waistband. Make sure you're checking this part. Check the allowance inside also. Balance it well. If it's not open, you open it. So at this point, you have to check if this thing is equal. This is when to check it, if it's equal. The zip line where you place the bind, check it if they are equal. It's okay now. So I will now go ahead to make your zipper this thing like this. This part will be the biggest part that will lap this other part. Let me cut the remaining zip allowance now. I can cut it off now. So you hold it like this. See the way it is? Hold it like this. And sew it. 1 inch from that zip line. Place your tape and measure 1 inch like this. Make sure it's equal. Make sure it's equal. Sew it like this. And then turn it this way. This is what you have. You do the same thing to this side. fold it like this and sew. But this side now, you will not use 1 inch, you use ½ inch. One side is 1 inch, one side is ½ inch from the zipper line. Now you can trim this allowance off like this, but this is my personal skirt. I won't trim the allowance, I will leave it and just turn it inside. I'll just leave it like that and turn it. You can push out this edge. So I haven't done that. You now hold it like this to close your skirt now, the waistband now. Make sure you balance it well. Allow this upper part to cover the inner sewing, the line allowance. I will iron it again. The gum stay is pulling out, but it's okay, I can catch it well. And finish the band before I will now iron. So you see what I'm doing, you push it well. Make sure you balance it properly. So when you're doing it, you can check your waist skirt if it's okay before you continue. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So this is our waistband now. So at this point, you fix what we call skirt hook. The big one, this big, you place it here. The small one at the small allowance. The needle, I fix this thread double. If you fix it double, you have it into 4. This is into 4. I didn't fix single. If you fix single, what? So I have 4 pieces now because it was fixed double. So when you fold it like this, you have double. When you want to sew with needle, that is how you fix your thread. You fix it double. Don't fix it single, so that when you sew, this thing will be firm. And this is the small one. This is the big one. So and to fix the small one at this small parts, so you place it at the measurement of the skirt. This is the measurement of the skirt. Like this, you place it straight. This zip line is the measurement of the skirt. So you place it straight at the middle of it. You stop here and you stop here because the hook is not long, so you have to divide the space. Then you fix your needle. You can first of all tie the thread at the back like so. When you tie it, you can pass it like this. Then you sew you pass it through the hole. The skirt hook has a hole. Pass it through like this, like 4 times. Because the thread is double, 3-4 times is okay. You pass it again to the back. You can now bring it to this side. Bring it to this side again. You pass it through the hole like so. This is the 3rd time I'm passing it. I'll pass it 4 times. The other side was 4 times. Then you bring it out to the back again, and you can now tie your thread for it not to lose. You tie it like so. You cut it out. tie it again. Then you bring this one, you place it, because you're going to hook it like this to pass like this. So make sure you place it like this. You see the way it's facing. And also line it with the measurement line, that is the zip line. Make sure you place it at the middle, space this way, just divide it into two and place it like so. Then you tack your hook, skirt hook now, like 4 times. So you move to this side, the same thing. This one has a 3 hole, while the other one has a 2 hole. Turn your thread this way also. Like 4 times like that. You can untie your thread. Tie your thread 2 times and you cut it out. So the skirt is ready now. The skirt is ready. You can hook it like this. You can hook it like this, and the waistband will be steady on your waist, so that the skirt will be firm on your waist. So this is our skirt now. This is the back and this is the front. It's very beautiful. For beginners, where you are, if you don't have a hemming gum, you can also fix thread on a needle, but don't double it. Make it single. And just tag this line and tag this line. So without hemming gum, you can still sew your skirt. It's still okay. Sometimes we will put the hemming gum and we still tack it, because when you wash it for some time, the hemming gum will eventually pull out. So the tacking is the best way. Or you do what we call a hemming. There is a machine that you can do hemming. You take it to them if you don't have the machine. I don't have it. So you can take it to them, say you want to do skirt hemming. Even this down part, if there is no lining, you can hem it. I'm sure you used to see it on your English skirts, those already made skirts, where they hem it without lining. So you can do that. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so very much. See you in the next video.